Ready? Lob it in. What I've done there is spin. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to another episode of Gran Turismo 4. We're back in the professional events, taking on the final race of the Race of NA sports cars, and we're in our trusty Honda NSX. It's a car that I bought last time out. It's not one from the list though, because I'm after an NSX Type S for the list in specifically, Jesus. We did, however, get a Mazda RX-7 FD last time round, and that may feature in this episode, because we're going to do this race first and try and finish this event, see what the prize car is, and then we'll go from there. And this first race is at Trial Mountain, a circuit that I absolutely adore. We're up against a Pagani Zonda. Jesus, this championship ain't messing about. Here's the NSX then, on those gorgeous white wheels as well. Get some temperature in those rears, we may as well. It's really interesting for me, this, because I literally just yesterday raced Trial Mountain on Gran Turismo 7. So I'm going to see just how different this place is when it was 19 years younger. It's a lot wider, I can tell you that. Oh my god. One NSX against the other. I think that's the Acura NSX we're up against though. Oh my god, we're absolutely breezing this. Oh my Jesus Christ, that was a big hit. Oh yeah, you can run miles wide there. That's much easier on this one. Lift off oversteer. I knew I had a bit of an easy lead already, so I thought I'd play with it. This tunnel section is a lot prettier in the newer games. I mean, I like the trees and everything, but they've added this really, really cool tunnel to it. You can go on these yellow hatches on the inside. Bit of a double stab at the throttle there to get it to rotate. Tyres are only just coming up to temperature at this stage. Whoa, flipping heck, so's my brain by the look of it. Got to get the braking done early there before the sudden compression at the bottom, because then when you go off the circuit you know that you've done it really wrong. This is the main difference though to the new circuit compared to the old one. The new one goes to the right there and it's a very, very tight chicane. We're going to go in the air. Force feedback's throwing me everywhere. Yeah, on the new circuit on Gran Turismo 7. I think they did it on Gran Turismo Sport as well. Jesus. Ow. I'll finally finish my point. On the new circuit on Gran Turismo 7, it's like a really long and slow... It's a chicane shape, but it's like two hairpins almost. They're like two 90-degree corners that are very, very slow, very, very tight. Let's try and actually win this race, shall we? Because I feel like it's not going to be as easy as first expected if I... Oh my god! Throw the car into every bit of scenery possible. Very, very tentative over there, just to make sure I got all the braking done in a straight line. That was much tidier, wasn't it? I was just absolutely terrified. Much like I am when the car does that. And that. Just turn, pig. Why have you suddenly given up on me? Please don't do this now. We had great fun in the last episode. Flipping heck, that wheel spin is violent. That's a long old slide, that is. Bit braver that time. Over rev the thing. We've got a considerable lead, so we're okay as we head into the chicane for the final time. And to finish this championship as well. The Race of NA Sports Cars is complete. It's 5 out of 5 for the NSX. Zonda coming home in third position as well, showing it's not all just about horsepower. What sort of power was that C12? Am I thinking it was like 600 brake, or was it like 400 and something? For the final time in this championship then, we earn ourselves 7,500 credites. And now we get to go and see our prize car, which is always good fun. Now it's got to be something pretty meaty, because it's an NA championship. You tend to win something of the kind of car that you were just using. Zonda? No way. No way. That's epic. I literally, right, just a few days ago at the NEC, at Classic Car Show, saw the first one I've ever seen of those in real life, just the other day, a red one. And it is absolutely mind-blowing. You know what? It'd be silly not to have that on the list, really, because the NSXR is unreal. So we're going to put that on the list and tick it off straight away because, yeah, wow. NSXR, man. That's so cool. Look at the diffuser underneath it as well. I don't want to listen to the music again. Anyway, we now need to find out what we're going to be doing next, or at least you need to find out what I've got planned next. We're going to go back to our garage, and we're going to go and pick up the first car that we actually secured from the list, which was indeed, where is it? The Mazda RX-7 Type RZ in brilliant black. Look at the spec on this thing. It just looks like Knight Rider turned into an RX-7. It's Knight Rider with the edges sanded. It's got yellow lights in the front as well, which is so cool. It's 228 horsepower, and importantly, it's from 1992, as am I. And the car is going to be used now in the Japanese 90s Challenge. First, though, we have to do the inevitable and go and do it up. Now, I saw, when I was checking out these championships, just to sort of get an idea on what we're going to be going to do, the Japanese 90s Challenge says unmodified cars only. However, it allowed me to enter with the NSX. So, clearly, it's not that strict on modifications. So we're going to go down to Mazda. Actually, you know what? We're not going to go to Mazda. What we're going to do is go to tuning cars, as we should have done with the NSX, and we're going to put some bits on it. We can put RE Amamiya parts on it, so we're going to go and do that. Right, let's check what tyres it's got. We need an oil change as well, just reminded myself. Sports mediums, sound. Lightweight first, please. Let's take a lot of kilos out of it. That was about 80 kilos, that was. Next up, we're going to take another... lot of kilos out. Only just gone back under 100 grand as well. The money's actually been staying quite consistent at this part of the playthrough. Oh, a little jolt there for a second. We're not going to do the third stage of weight reduction because it's like 22 grand for nothing. 255 horsepower for racing exhaust and air filter. We then go to engine and we're going to put an ECU in it or chip it. 10 horsepower. Port polish. What's that? 5 horsepower for 5.5 grand? No. Engine balancing, 12 grand for 9 horsepower? Nope. We can mess with the turbo. Oh, there's an ultimate turbo kit. What does it do? Only 484 horsepower. That puts it to 484 as well, which is more money. That also puts it to 428. What? The curve on this is mad. So 13.5 grand gives it 364 horsepower. I don't know. I don't want to go ridiculous with the power because I want to take it on the circuit as it is now. I don't want to mess with it too much because I don't want it to run away from the field in its very first race. We don't know what we're up against yet. So let's go in. Japanese 90s Challenge. Unmodified. Well, you've just watched me modify it. Only 3 grand though, so I don't think that the opponents are going to be that ridiculous here. Apricot Hill again, Grand Valley, Twin Rig Motegi, Special Stage Route 5, and Fuji. Let's start at Apricot Hill. Just remembered I didn't do my oil change, which would have been some free horsepower effectively. It's like 50 credits for a bit more power. We are going to turn the driving aids off though, because I want this thing as raw as possible. That's all them off. I've just realised as well, this is going to be the first car we've driven from the list. So it's quite exciting, isn't it? We're up against cars that will be a similar sort of power to this thing anyway, really. So we shouldn't get battered. Yeah, 10 A-spec points. We don't need an extra 80-odd horsepower. Listen to it. Yeah. Oil light is on, actually. Yeah, 8,000 revs from the RX-7. I'm so happy. It's only a virtual one, and it's in a game from long, long ago, but you know what? I'm happy because I want one, and I've got one. Got the old Evo there. We're going to see some mighty cool cars in this championship. On his left. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. Now, I think there's going to be some cars that we get in the playthrough. I was thinking about this earlier. I've mentioned that at the end of the playthrough I want to do a sort of money, no object, tune everything up as much as possible and do hot laps sort of event thing. Part of me wants to keep a lot of these cars as they are, like, not stock, I hate the word, standard, like, not looking ridiculous and, I don't know. So if there are any things that we do to make the cars better and faster that makes them any uglier or sort of tarnishes how they look, like how this RX-7 looks now, I want it to stay this way. But if doing it up fully means that it won't look like this, I'll get another one. I'll get a secondary one that is sort of true to the original, if that makes sense. Just for the sentiment of it. Listen to it. redlining its little rotary engine. It's funny actually, isn't it? I get in an RX-7 and the oil lights on. I bet a lot of owners do that. Ah, corner there. Now it's only 3,000 credits for a win here, so we're not talking big bucks, but obviously it's a championship on a list, hello, that we need to tick off, so we've got to do it. There's maybe another episode where I just drive away at the front, but I wanted a car like this to play with, and I've got one. I'd be glad I'd not done this in the NSX. We would have absolutely smacked them in the NSX. We will have a little bit more power out of it as well, with the fact that we've got to do that oil change. Whoa. It's odd when it tries to break away, this car. It seems so stable so much of the time, but then every so often it'll just go, nah, the rear don't want to grip anymore. It's alright. We're 13.8 seconds ahead of the Evo now. And I'm just enjoying driving my RX-7, to be honest with you. Just thoroughly enjoying wrangling this thing. Another thing I want to just reference as well is that I know during this playthrough the sort of width of my camera shot has changed time and time again. Not all the time will you see the wheel as little as you see it now. Just looking over my screen over here, I can see you can only see to what, the top bit of it here. I know that changes a lot, but it's to do with the light and the room and so on, and it's just better when it's like this because I fill the frame up to a decent amount. But yeah, my point there is that I've decided that this current shot you've got is the one that I'm going to stick with. So I'm sorry if you don't like seeing me at the wheel as much or seeing as much of the wheel, but it is what it is. Round the final corner, it is what it is for them lot behind us, because this RX-7 has just decimated with no oil left in it. RX-7 style, that's how they do it. 10 A-spec points. We beat the Preludes. Didn't realise how many Preludes there were at first. And that's first blood to the RX-7 FD. As we saw, only 3,000 credits for these races, so not big money earners. But at least we are going to get a prize car at the end of it, which we may be able to sell. However, it's going to be a 90s Japanese car, so it's going to be absolutely epic no matter what it is. We're quickly going to back out of this, and we're going to go over to GT Auto, because we need to, well, I was going to say change the oil, but we need to put some oil in it. And unlike last time we were here, I'm not going to change the wheels, because I think it looks great in this spec with those dark wheels on it. Like I said, it's Knight Rider with the edges rounded off. Awesome. So in a little replay of the first race, it just showed me that it had 289 horsepower. I'm wondering what it's going to tell me it's got in these next moments. If we go to the garage, what does it tell us we've got? 292 horsepower, so it only gave us 3 according to that. We'll see though when we get to the end of the next race how much it tells us that we've got. So back to Japanese events, 90s challenge, and on to the next round, which I believe, was it, yeah, Grand Valley. Fantastic stuff. We're up against Preludes again, a CRX, an FTO, Mitsubishi FTO GR. Only 9 A-spec points, Jesus. So we've got even more power now. Regardless of how you look at it though, it's a cool list of cars. In a straight line, it is mighty rapid. So we're on the East layout here, in reverse, which should be quite an interesting one. I really like Grand Valley East in this old configuration. Anyway, I'm not too much of a fan of it on the newer games. Look at that. What a car. Whoop. Oh, God, that curb. Remember that from a few videos ago. Up against a Celica here. My girlfriend Charlotte loves Toyota Celicas, but the version before that, we might have to get her one. There we go, there's the cutback that you like. She almost had a Toyota Celica Carlos Sainz edition a while ago. Nearly got hold of one. I think it was a K-Reg, she said. Her dad's a mechanic and he was working on one, and they nearly bought it actually. He was sort of helping restore it and put it back to its old ways, and she nearly had it, but it ended up being the one that got away. And we saw one on the weekend at the NEC, a red one with the white 5-spokes on it, and it's an absolutely awesome looking car. So she won't end up playing this game, but maybe it's just a bit of a little tribute, or for a laugh we'll get one, and you know, that'll be Charlotte's Celica. Hello. I'm one-handed this, and it's still sliding. I just had the wheel straight for most of that, and it was just drifting. It's got great lift-off oversteer. Look at that. What I've done there is make an absolute fool of myself. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Listen to it, though. Listen. Sounds amazing. Especially at low revs when it's really raspy low down. We get to overtake the Sleeker again. Oh my god, it's going to be easier than I thought. Flipping out. If I don't have an accident on the exit, that is. What on God's earth was that? I was just going as slowly as he was in front just to try and figure out what sort of handling they were getting out of the cars. And it just rotated on the curb. Okay, that's 2 laps complete. I'm sort of letting it slide a little bit just to have some fun with it. Not too much again, Chaz. Listen to it in the tunnel. Yeah, you can sort of let off and stab the throttle and it really over-rotates. I'm still madly in love with doing this on a wheel and pedals because it's just such a laugh. And again, just the realism of Gran Turismo physics even 19 years ago. 19 years ago. One more lap to go then, everybody. And the RX-7 is certainly doing me proud at the minute. I love this thing. It's not often that I'll have a car in a game like this that I don't love it, but out of the NSX and this thing, I have really, truly loved these 2 cars. Not getting rid of them or anything, but they have been 2 of the ones that have instantly become some of my favourites. I could listen to the noise this thing makes all day, because it's got that high-pitched rotary note about it, but it's not too ridiculous, like 18,000 RPM ridiculous. I mean, it's only revving to 8. You know, Hondas rev higher, but it's just the way it does it just has something unique about it. Round the final corner we go. 14 seconds over the Mitsubishi FTO. It's another walkover for the RX-7. That'll do us. That will absolutely do us. Another 3 grand. Oh, I did just see the power of the car actually in the little replay menu thing that comes up, and it did say it's got 289 horsepower, so I'm not quite sure where the discrepancies come in, but still, it's got nearly 300 brake, so it'll do me. Moving on to the next race then, we're going to go to Twin Ring Motegi for this one. This is the East Short Course. 2 FTOs in this. There's a GP version R, there's a Nissan Silvia K's, two-tone as well, Integra Type R DC2 and an Evo GSR. Again, what I said at the start of this championship, what a list of cars we're going to be going up against in each of these episodes. Listen to that. Yeah. Chasing down the FTO then at the start. That's the GP version R in front of us. And the FTO GR is a bit further up the order. Come on. I like the East Short Course. I like this bit. It's really, really tough. There's that really cool Nissan Silvia K's. Running very wide of the apex. Oh, you're braking, are you? Look at the power of this thing. Yeah, it's a shame that we've done it up so suddenly. I think in some cases we need to just get a car and just take it as is at first and then see how it gets on. I'm so sorry, Integra. That's another cool car, isn't it? Are they on the list? I keep saying I need to bring the flipping list up so I can reference it mid-episode. Because the thing is, I know that I went over a few Integras, and I think I wanted a Spoon Integra on the list, and the Spoon Civic. Or was it the S2000? This is why I need the list. Hey, this has got enough power to spin up the rears mid-corner, so you can drift it a little bit. Let's try and drift it here at the hairpin. We've got a massive advantage over the field. We may as well play with the car. Ready? Still pinned, don't care. Yeah! That's good fun. I wonder if we can... Oh god. I wonder if we can drift it around this part. It seems like it's only really capable of it in second gear. Oh, that's actually an accident. Yeah, it's only in second gear in slower corners that it'll do it, but still. We'll play with it here. We'll go to the middle of the road. Ready? Lob it in. What I've done there is spin. Listen to it idle here, though. Yeah, listen to that. Oh, this is such a cool car. We're back down to last place, and I don't care. I really don't care. Excuse me, FTO. I was trying to, you know, I gave you loads of time to see that I was down the inside there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, proper just walloped me. Lovely cutback on the Evo then. I really tensed up because I got all excited by that. That's better. A drift and we still got the run on the Integra. God, listen to how long the gears were in that. We were revving for a while and he was still revving. Pushing hard now to make sure we don't get beaten by this Mitsubishi FTO. To be fair, if it's a real FTO, it'd break down in a minute. Ah, there we go. Bye, mate. See you in a bit. It sometimes drifts when you don't ask it to. Whoa, I did wonder. I did wonder. Is it going to punish me for that? Little celebratory drift around the final corner. And that's another win for the RX-7, unsurprisingly. But that was a very, very fun one, all the same. The final 3,000 credits of this episode. And, well, it's time to say goodbye, unfortunately, for now. But I'm loving this RX-7, the first car that I've driven from the list. I'll put an update of the list up on screen now so you can see just what other sort of cars we have to go chasing through the remainder of this series. We're going to be taking on Special Stage Route 5 and then Fuji Speedway at the start of the next episode. Unsure whether I'll be recording that today in the really cool Castrol GTX shirt or whether it'll be in another set of episodes that I record in maybe a week or so's time. Still, I thoroughly hope you're enjoying this playthrough as much as I am. I'm really, really loving doing this, and it's been great to see some of the comments that have been coming in from some of you as well consistently, so thank you for that. And hopefully you'll join me for the rest of it. We're only, not even 30 episodes in yet, so let's keep going, shall we? But thank you very much for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next episode.